Good evening and thank you for joining us for our main news here on ICU TV. Today, the 15th of June 2025. To begin with, let's take a look at stories that are making headlines. Government and family reach agreement on Edgar Lungu's funeral arrangements. ZRA intercepts 40,400 liters of smuggled ethanol. Zambia and China sign MOU to build capacity in energy sector. And in international news, senior Kenyan policeman arrested over bloggers killing. In sports news, FA's President Mweemba attends FIFA Club World Cup opener. Thank you very much for still staying with us to present the main news. My name is Mweemba. The Zambian government and the family of former President Edgar Lungu have finalized plans of repatriation and state funeral. After several weeks of negotiation and public concerns over delay, it has been confirmed that the late leader's remains will be flown back from South Africa on June 18th. The official state funeral is scheduled for June 23rd at National Heroes Stadium in Lusaka. Government spokesperson Moses Mwale appreciates the patience of the Zambian people and the family during this difficult time. He further states that the government is committed to honoring President Lungu with a dignified farewell befitting his contribution to the nation. The family expresses gratitude for the public's support and urged citizens to participate peacefully in the mourning period. This development follows intense discussions aimed at coordinating logistics, security, and health protocols amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. And the Ministry of Health has assured that all safety guidelines will be strictly observed during the ceremony. On the other hand, the government has extended the national mourning period of the late 60th Republican President Edgar Lungu by 9 days. Speaking at a joint press briefing in South Africa, Secretary to the Cabinet Patrick Kwanga confirmed that the extended mourning period begins today and will run until June 23, 2025. Mr. Kwanga also announced that the President Hakainde Hichilema will preside over the state funeral, scheduled to take place on June 22nd at Lusaka's Monongoshi International Conference Center. He further clarified that government had officially permitted the late President Lungu to travel to South Africa for medical treatment, following a request from his official physician, Professor Jonathan Njovu. While the government offered logistical support, a follow-up letter from Professor Njovu indicated that support was not required. Mr. Kwanga emphasized that no government official attempted to block the former president's travel. He also revealed that government had made additional efforts to support him while he was in South Africa, but those efforts were not successful. Meanwhile, family representative Makebi Zulu confirmed that members of the public will be allowed to pay their final respects. The body of the former president will lie in state at Monongoshi International Conference Center from the 19th to the 21st of June 2025. In other news, the Zambia Revenue Authority has intercepted a truck laden with smuggled ethanol at Zawa checkpoint in Livingstone. Corporate Communications Manager Oliver Nzala said the truck, which carried 32 bulk tanks and 40 drums of ethanol, was escorted to ZRA Enforcement Center for verification. Mr. Nzala reveals that the consignment, which included 10 buckets of aluminium powder, caused a revenue loss of 1.3 million. He further states that the truck, which entered Zambia through the Kazungula border, has since been seized along with its cargo. Mr. Nzala warns that ZRA remains steadfast in its fight against smuggling, and offenders will face prosecution and forfeiture of their properties.
Well, the Zambia Revenue Authority has intercepted an interlinked truck. The interception took place at the Zawa checkpoint in Livingstone. So this truck that we are seeing here has 32 bulk tanks, and each tank has a capacity of 1,000 liters. And then we also have the 40 by 210 liter drums that were included, together with buckets of aluminium powder. These are 10 by 25. So the Zambia Revenue Authority again would like to come to the public and remind all taxpayers, including the general public, that cases of smuggling, we are aware that they are on the rise, and the authority is putting everything in place to ensure that we work with various stakeholders to bring this to an end. The revenue loss from this smuggling activity amounts to about 1.3 million kwacha. And like we have emphasized in the past, smuggling is bad for the economy. Smuggling is also does disadvantage those that are involved in this vice, because you tend to lose the goods. You also lose the vessel that has been used for smuggling. So in this case, we're talking about the truck and the goods themselves. So the truck and the ethanol have been seized and will be forfeited to the state. Again, would like to urge everyone to ensure that they do the right things, make the correct declarations, pay the rightful duties and taxes to the government of the Republic of Zambia, and we will facilitate trade for you so that you can continue doing business. For those that decide to indulge in smuggling, we are making it tougher for them, because we are employing a lot of strategies to ensure that this vice that deprives the government of the much needed revenue is brought to an end. We need to ensure that everyone...
Zambia and China have signed a tripartite memorandum of cooperation aimed at training and building capacity in the country's energy sector. The agreement involves three key institutions: Shanghai University of Electric Power from China, Zambia's National Institute of Public Administration, NIPA, and Zambia's Sino Green Technical Company Limited. According to officials, the memorandum is designed to support knowledge transfer, technical training, and professional development for Zambians working or seeking to work in the energy industry. The partnership is expected to enhance skills in various areas of energy development, including electricity generation, distribution, and renewable energy technologies. This collaboration is seen as a step forward towards strengthening Zambia's human resource base in the energy sector, while also deepening bilateral cooperation between Zambia and China. Further details of the training program and implementation timeline are expected to be announced in due course. We go for our first set of commercials. Join us on the other side as we bring to you more in our local stories.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Thank you very much for staying with us. We continue with our local stories. A 60-year-old man identified as Jackson Piri was found dead in his house in Mtandabantu area of Kanyama Compound, Lusaka on Sunday, June 15, 2025. Police spokesperson Ray Hamonga said the report was made around 9 hours by a concerned member of the public, Priscilla Piri, who discovered the body. Mr. Monga states that the deceased had been living alone and was known to sell cigarettes in the community. He adds that the man had recently been complaining of chest pains and was last seen alive on Saturday, June 14th. Mr. Hamonga says the body has since been taken to the University Teaching Hospital mortuary for post-mortem, and that an inquiry file has been opened to establish the cause of his death. Chitambo District Commissioner Topson Pethias Kunda has expressed gratitude to President Hakainde Hichilema for government's development policies that have transformed Chitambo District. This follows the successful completion of a classroom block at Chitambo Primary School, funded through Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Mr. Kunda noted that CDF projects have made a significant impact in the district, especially in the education and health sector. According to Chitambo Town Council Secretary Mweemba, the 2022-2023 CDF allocation financed 31 community projects. These include the construction of 9 maternity annexes, 12 schools, and the procurement of 6,000 desks. The completed projects have have improved access to education and healthcare services, with a notable rise in school attendance due to the enhanced learning environment. Residents of Chitambo have welcomed the development, which are aimed at uplifting living standards and promoting economic growth in the district.
The classroom block you've seen behind me, because the school has about 1,500 learners, and a lot of those learners actually didn't have where to learn from. But the coming of the increased CDF has made it possible for our learners to have where they can learn now in a good environment, because this classroom block you are seeing has even electricity, it has power, and it has a steering board, meaning that even when it is raining, learners will be able to learn well because there is no noise when it is raining. And we are grateful to the government of the day, led by Mr. President Hakainde Hichilema, for increasing the CDF, which has made now the education sector to thrive here in Chitambo and across the country. Because what you are seeing here at Mukando Primary School is what is happening everywhere here in Chitambo district. I am with the learners here, seated on the actually desks which we are procured under CDF again, quality desks. Look at the environment in which our learners are learning from. No child is sitting on the floor, going by the directive which was issued by His Excellency, Mr. President Hakainde Hichilema.
We go for our second break. Join us on the other side as we bring to you in international news.
At the Information and Communications University, we're not just educating students, we're shaping the future of Zambia and beyond. With a global perspective, ICU offers cutting-edge programs in information technology, business, humanities, engineering, and education. We combine theory with practical skills, ensuring our graduates are ready for the job market.
Whether full-time or distance learning, our flexible programs cater to the needs of every student, creating pathways for success. ICU is driven by innovation, research, and entrepreneurship.
We empower our students to be leaders and change makers in their industries.
Through strategic global partnership, including collaboration with leading universities such as St. Petersburg State University and others, we give our students a competitive edge on the global stage.
Our graduates don't just earn degrees, they create impact. They are leading the way in ICT, business, engineering, and more, both locally and internationally. Join the Information and Communications University, where your future begins today.
Thank you very much for staying with us, and now international news. Israel and Iran launched a new wave of attacks at each other over Saturday night, hitting homes in Israel and dozens of targets in Tehran, officials said. In Israel, 10 people, including 2 children, were killed and more than 100 injured during a second night of Iran's strikes, according to Israeli authorities. Iranian media, quoting the health ministry, said 128 Iranians had been killed and around 900 injured by Israeli strikes as of midday on Saturday. And Iran and Israel have continued to exchange strikes since Israel launched an attack on Iranian nuclear infrastructure and other targets on Friday. Still in international news, the head of the main police station in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, has been detained over the killing of a young blogger in police custody, independent investigations say. Commanding officer Samson Taran Station and another policeman, PC James McCann, plus a technician accused of disabling the station's CCTV have also been arrested. Albert Ajuweng's death sparked protests after a doctor's refuted police claim he had died from self-inflicted injuries caused by hitting his head on a cell wall. Instead, they concluded that it was likely the result of an assault. We'll go for a short break. Join us on the other side as we bring to you sports news.
Be all the dreamers reaching for the sky. And I see you, together we will rise. With knowledge and passion we aim to achieve a future so bright, with more to believe. We're building tomorrow with hearts full of pride. Innovation, progress, we won't be denied. From Lusaka to the world we stand tall and strong. I see you, this is where we belong. I see you, we're rising high, with education as a guide. Together we'll break every limit. I see you, the future's infinite. Knowledge, passion, strength combined. I see you, we're one of a kind. Onward we march with dreams so true. I see you, we believe in you. To the world we strive to lead.
Thank you very much for staying with us. And now in sports. Football Association of Zambia FAZ President Keith Mweemba and General Secretary Ruben Kamanga were among the distinguished football leaders who graced the opening match of FIFA Club World Cup at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The much anticipated clash saw Lionel Messi's Inter Miami held to a goalless draw by African giants Al Ahly SC, representing the continent with pride in the global tournament. Mweemba's presence alongside Kamanga highlights Zambia's continued engagement on the international football stage and signals FAZ's commitment to building global networks for the advancement of local game. The Club World Cup brings together champions from each continent and offers an opportunity for African clubs to prove their mantle against elite sides. Al-Sharia's disciplined performance against Messi's side was widely applauded. That sports item brings us to the end of today's news, but before we go, let's take a look at stories that make headlines. Government and family reach agreement on Edgar Lungu's funeral arrangements. ZRA intercepts 40,400 liters of smuggled ethanol. Zambia and China sign MOU to build capacity in energy sector. Senior Kenyan policeman arrested over bloggers killing. And in sports news, FAZ President Keith Mweemba attends FIFA Club World Cup opener. Thank you very much for staying with us. This has been ICU TV. Remember, you can catch this broadcast and many more on our Facebook page, ICU TV, and you can also follow us on all our socials. I have been Emmanuel Zimba, and I say stay blessed.
At the Information and Communications University, we're not just educating students, we're shaping the future of Zambia and beyond. With a global perspective, ICU offers cutting-edge programs in information technology, business, humanities, engineering, and education. We combine theory with practical skills, ensuring our graduates are ready for the job market.
Whether full-time or distance learning, our flexible programs cater to the needs of every student, creating pathways for success. ICU is driven by innovation, research, and entrepreneurship.
We empower our students to be leaders and change makers in their industries.
Through strategic global partnership, including collaboration with leading universities such as St. Petersburg State University and others, we give our students a competitive edge on the global stage.
Our graduates don't just earn degrees, they create impact. They are leading the way in ICT, business, engineering, and more, both locally and internationally. Join the Information and Communications University, where your future begins.